Okay, y'all. We back for episode 7. Integrity. The Rewatch. All American. Season 2. Y'all, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Because as we are progressing, it's like things are just spiraling. They're spiraling. And I find myself frustrated because I was frustrated around these same person I did my initial reviews. So it's frustrating me to watch it again. Okay, so it's funny how Lando tried to justify himself licking that tape to Simone. First of all, he got mad at Simone. So first of all, Simone called him out for what he did. How he flipped the script on Simone instead of judging me? Why did you just ask me? Lando, you did it. Like, you did it. Like, what's up? You did it. Like, it's nothing to justify, sir. You did it. He's talking about he needed to put fire under Damon for Damon to make his choice. But Damon's still at Bringston. So did your fire necessarily do much? I don't think it had the outcome you thought. The episode of Integrity was also the episode Layla came up. So that just made me think about when Royal was hosting the season finale. He had took over the whole CW thing, and he went around interviewing the characters. And he was like, Simone, how do you get mad at Layla for doing the same thing she's doing to Thea? And then Simone looked like, really? It's just hilarious because I don't think that's the same thing. I just don't think that's the same thing. And I feel like, in theory, is Simone somewhat wrong? No. Because she and Damon had their relationship before Damon got with Thea. But I still feel like girl code was violated because Simone and Layla actually had a rapport. Like Simone and Layla was Simone's bridesmaid. So for her to be saying, oh, me and Jordan was just, everybody was just leaving. I didn't really pay attention to what Layla actually said to Simone because I think I was so busy being mad. Like, how you gonna sit here and try to justify you going with Jordan after you and Simone was friends? So I sat there going through, dissing her and disregarding everything that she said. I actually didn't really pay attention to what she said. But she said the reason why her and Jordan ended up being together was because she was going through a hard time in her life and everybody kept leaving, including Simone. And she said Jordan was the only person that stayed around and that was there for her. And I just don't even know how I feel about that because I'm trying to think about All American, who actually left Layla. I know Layla's mom died, and so she felt like, in a way, her mom left her, and I know she felt always abandoned by her father, I guess. And then Asher left, and then Spencer left. Olivia is still there, and her and Olivia are supposed to be best friends, but her and Olivia just was always constantly going through it. And then Jordan, I feel like Jordan always had his eyes on Layla, even from the prom, while him and Simone was going together. So I feel like him messing with Layla was way before Simone even broke up with him. So I don't know if I necessarily buy that story, but that's just that. I don't necessarily feel like I'm not buying what Layla is selling. I'm not buying what Layla is selling. I don't feel like, no. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to fix my ring light. Ring light just be acting raggedy sometimes. Damon. I'm back at the crossroads with Damon because this episode actually made me I don't know. Maybe I ain't feel like this the first time. But this episode actually made me empathize with Thea slightly. Because I just feel like ever since the backdoor pilot, Thea has been wreaking havoc. I ain't see it for Thea. I won't see it for her. But this episode really made me empathize with Thea because I felt like maybe, because it was said in the last episode too, I feel like maybe Damon needed to hear that he can be suffocating. And I feel like kind of that's why Simone would draw boundaries. And I never really viewed Damon as suffocating, but it's been said by Thea, it's been said by JR that he, with just him being present, he can just engulf the room. So maybe that's something he needed to hear so that way he can tone it down. I mean, I don't think Damon does it intentionally, but just because he is Damon, like, automatically the attention is gonna go from one person to the next. I do, again, I empathize with Thea because I felt like this was Thea's first real relationship, and I guess because Damon was patient with her, like, she grew to, like, be more vulnerable with Damon. And so when she had to let Damon go, I don't necessarily feel like she necessarily thought that all the way out. Because I'm like, girl, like, when you was playing tennis before you got hurt, you and Damon didn't have no issue. So I don't feel like you being in a relationship with Damon was really the problem. I feel like she used Damon as a scapegoat now that I think about it. Because I'm like, girl, like I said, before you got hurt, you were still the number one player on the team. You were still going out, doing everything, winning your matches, everything, before you, like, when you first started going with Damon. And even throughout the beginning part of your relationship with Damon. So I'm just like, he's helped you. He was there with you by your side, and now you're doing your support system as a distraction. I didn't necessarily understand that. But I don't think I really took it into account the first time I watched the episode. But that's the first time, I think I'm just honestly saying, this was the first time I really felt like in this episode that Damon truly cared about Thea. Because not truly cared about Thea, but he showed that he was hurt by the choices that Thea made. Like that one. Because Damon was always there for Thea, even from back when the guy tried to take advantage of her. Like, Damon has always been there for Thea, but he kind of teetered the fence. I never saw him be that emotional and that passionate about Thea until she was like, I don't want to be with you no more, Damon. And then I was like, oh, because he was like, Thea, no. I was just like, Damon, dang, like, I never really paid attention to this part of you before. Because I always felt like Thea was there, but Damon was paying attention to Simone. And I felt like in this episode, his attention was fully on Thea. And then, like, well, except for when Simone was out there talking to Lando on the field and he walked up. He intentionally did that. But then after he tried to interrupt Simone and Lando conversation, he going to be like, have you seen Thea? Not Damon. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. So, when Thea came in there and broke up with him, he just looked so hurt. And I just did not expect that from him. I honestly now don't even know what I would have expected from Damon. Because I just felt like Thea was Alicia for the most part this whole time. Until this episode. Like, when he actually, like, was like, but I love you, Thea, but I love you. And I feel like, honestly, I ain't even gonna hold you. I feel like Damon was projecting a little bit with but I love you. I feel like he was really projecting because I felt like he just felt like he needed Thea to be convinced about the things that he was saying because he didn't believe him himself. And that's just kind of how I see it a little bit, because I'm just like, Damon been a little all over the place. I'm just not, look. He was like, but I love you, but I love you, but I love you. And I'm just like, Damon, it's not enough. Like, clearly she was like, I know, I love you too, but I'm choosing me. I don't know. I just really won't follow. Like, that breakup just really made no sense. All in all, in summation, it didn't make no sense. And then Thea reveals to him that she was taking cortisone shots. And I'm just like, now you want to tell the truth, Thea. After episodes ago, you've been lying for episodes. Girl, you've been fabricating for episodes, okay? And now we get to this point. Ugh. You know what? I didn't realize, but when JR, I think it went over JR head, because initially when JR and Gabby started speaking or having discord, JR told Gabby, I'm not one of them guys that's out here like that. I'm a relationship man. And she was just like, oh, you are? And he was like, yeah. She was like, well, I'm going to teach you. So she was telling him how he could just be out there, right? Then when she said, are you sure you don't want your little hey JRs? And then JR was like, you do that so well. He was like, you sure you're not a hey JR? And then she was like, no, I'm a relationship woman. I felt like that was I felt like she was throwing it out there, did JR? I felt like Gabby was basically throwing it back to see if he was going to catch it. And I feel like it went over his head, because Cam was like, listen, I put you right there. What you do from on there is on you, Playboy. And so then that's when JR, finally sent Gabby the text telling how he felt. But I'm just like, JR, like, you late. I just, we got to the part where Simone got that text from Coach Lonnie about testing positive for a substance. I just hate how they worked us all up thinking Simone was about to just get kicked out of school. Simone was on performance enhancing drugs. Somebody to roofie her. You know what I'm saying? They had us thinking all this stuff. And then in the next episode, that girl tested positive because she was using THC lotion. F. The writers get an F+. That was terrible. Y'all, that was not cute at all. I just don't understand, like, how y'all thought that was, like, I don't understand how y'all thought that was well thought out. I don't know who wrote that, but I wasn't in agreement with the way that was set up. I was like, at least let it be a little bit of a scandal. You done made us think it was a scandal this far. We done blamed Thea. We done blamed Ron. We done blamed everybody. we done blamed Tootie. Lord have mercy, because we was not seeing it for Tootie. We done threw her under the bus. She done got ran over. We done threw Thea under the bus. She done got ran over. We done threw Ron under the bus. He done got ran over. It wasn't nobody's fault. Simone was using that THC lotion. Girl, bye. Anyway, I just don't know. After watching Rock the Boat, I still don't trust Lando. Like, I don't trust the justification. I feel like he kind of manipulated Simone in that conversation. I feel like, he know what he doing. If it come out in season 3 that Lando is playing, y'all, bop to the writers. Ba. We gotta fight. Because why y'all do that? I don't trust him. I don't trust him. What she said in the Madea movie? I don't trust him. I don't trust Lando. I don't care what y'all say. Well, I'll be back for episode 8. Deuces.